Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, I hope all of you are fine enough with the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is Dr. Jadan Tatla. Today I am with you for week 4, week 5, unit 5, lecture 1. Today we have to discuss student achievement and teacher evaluation. This is the title of unit 5, and we have 3 other videos accordingly. I would like to say that uh, apart from this one which you are seeing on your screen, the other 3 relevant videos are much informative and core relevant to the title. Different components of teacher evaluation, students, and achievement of the teacher evaluation and the students' achievement have been discussed in detail. You need not to be worried about that when you start those videos. The initial slides, 2 or 3, are the detailed description and introduction of those presentations. So afterwards, starting from slide 4, the content started, that is about our course outline, and have been described in detail by the presenters. Always, it's very necessary for you when you go for listening the recorded lectures. You must have paper and pen with you, and wherever you need some help and you feel that the content is difficult to understand, stop the recording, recorded listening. Uh, you may repeat that. Even then, if repeated listening is not very clear to you, then stop the video, take paper, and write there your confusion, your query. And finally, in the end of any of the recording, uh, obviously we will be on Google Meet, and there will be discussion in detail. Then you can raise your hand and ask that question, and we will discuss those points, queries, and your answers, questions in the discussion session. I hope it will be very useful for you to clear the points you have noted this way. Let's share me with you why teacher evaluation is important. The single most important influence on the student learning is the quality of the teacher. According to Charlotte Denson, also John Hattie stated that the greatest challenge that most students experience is the level of competence of the teacher. So to measure the level of competence of the teacher and know the quality of teacher, it is very necessary to evaluate him. That is why teacher evaluation is conducted, to measure, to know the quality of teacher and level of competence of the teacher. Because ultimately, both of these concepts have a deep effect on the students' achievement. Students' achievements are directly related with the teacher quality and level of competence of the teacher. Value of teacher evaluation. Here in this tree diagram, you can see improve instruction school-wide is divided into further 3 components. Number one, assess the effectiveness of classroom teachers, identify areas in need of improvement and areas of strengths, make professional development more individualized. This is a process how uh, instruction school-wide can be improved. Instruction here is the way of teaching, the confidence of teaching, and quality of teaching. So their effectiveness in the classroom is fired, assessed, and any of the areas where improvement is needed are highlighted, and through some professional development or training or counseling individually, it can be improved. This is the value of teacher evaluation on the basis of which this process is carried out. Teacher evaluation instrument. Collective Smile City schools have a teacher evaluation instrument in place that targets the following strands. Strand 1, professional knowledge, instructional planning, instructional delivery, assessment of and for student learning, learning environment, communication and advocacy, professionalism, students' academic progress. So, all these eight strands are the component of teacher evaluation instrument. So, any of the level, any of the uh, percentage observed by teacher in all these eight reflects his or her competency, his quality of teaching. Why connect academic progress to teacher performance? No doubt, teacher quality is the greatest in school factor affecting students' achievement. Without teaching quality or teacher quality, students' achievement is suffered. So they have directly relationship between each other. The role of a teacher requires a performance evaluation system that acknowledges the complexities of the job. Teachers have a challenging task in meeting the educational needs of our educationally adverse population, and good evaluation is necessary to provide teachers with the support, recognition, and guidance they need to sustain and improve their efforts. So, through all these components, teacher performance is reflected, curriculum, instruction, and assessment. All these components have an effect on the student's achievement, how curriculum, how instructions, and how assessment. You can see a common area that is highlighted by white words, the student's achievement. It means they all have their own canvas, but all these three spheres have a common value as well, because all these are directly influencing the student's achievement. How curriculum, because it's based on the new LUNA state learning standards, instructions, delivery of curriculum content, engaged instructional strategies, time and task, and then it's the time of assessment, balanced system of and for learning, inform instructional practice, curriculum guides skills or content that will be taught. and curriculum aligned with the standards and state accountability assessments. So thus curriculum has directly effect on both of instruction as well as assessment. Accordingly, there is a strong correlation between instructions and assessment. So now in this picture you can understand how curriculum have influence on instruction and assessment and instruction are directly correlation with each other. Thus all these three factors have influence on the student's achievement. For this purpose, it is needed to frame student learning objectives. So the SLO is a detailed measurable goals for students' academic growth to be achieved in a specific period of time. These are developed collaboratively by educators and their supervisors every year. All teachers must do them every year. Principals must do school learning objectives, mean SLOs, for their evaluation. It's a way for classroom teachers to measure students' learning in an authentic way based on daily instructions. Because out of SLOs, there are classroom objectives. So classroom objectives are needed to met daily basis on the daily classes. Therefore, teachers must set rigorous, attainable goals for student achievement aligned with their content or grade level standards. SLOs are measurable goals for students' academic growth to be achieved in a specific period of time, typically in an academic year. As earlier we have studied that they are developed collaboratively by educators and their supervisors, because after its development from the educators, their supervisors have a look on it and make necessary amendments if needed. SLOs are intended to provide educators with opportunities to demonstrate their students' academic growth by setting rigorous, attainable goals for students' achievement that are aligned to the standards and to the instruction that teachers provide on a daily basis. SLOs are basis of a process for improving educator practice that involves gathering data, establishing goals, and assessing if goals have been met. What measures do we use to determine students' academic progress? 30-70%. 30% of our teachers provide instruction for SLO content area, and 70% of teachers provide instruction outside of SQL content area. Thus, it's make a total in 100% within 30 and outside as well 70%. What is student achievement goal setting? Here in student achievement goal setting, this one step one is to determine the needs of the students and then accordingly create specific learning goals based on the pre-assessment, and then create and implement teaching and learning strategies, and then monitor students' progress through ongoing forward assessment. So step 3 and 4 are cyclic, one after the other. They have to be executed and watched through till the time they have directly impact on the student's achievement, and then resultantly determine whether the students achieve the goal and so on. So this is a systematic process, stepwise process, step by step from starting from 1 to 5. Thus, these, this is the process of students' achievement goal setting. The purpose of students' achievement goal setting is to focus on the students' results. Ultimately, any of the institution and the core consumer is the student. So, to meet the client need, it is very necessary to set the goal accordingly, explicitly connect teaching and learning, improve instructional practices and teacher education specialist performance. It's a tool for school improvement. What does research say about goal setting for student achievement? Number one, linked to mastery learner. How? Standard deviation higher on average compared with conventional instruction by Bloom in 1984. He say it includes formative assessments, frequent corrective feedback, linked to enhancing prerequisite cognitive skills. 7 standard deviation higher on average compared with conventional instruction by Wahlberg 1984. It includes the initial skill assessment and teaching prerequisites, skills that are lacking, linked to assessment for learning. Formative assessment in the classroom can result in the increase of students learning up to 2 grade level. Assessment reforms group 2000. Accordingly, linked to standard based performance assessment, schools in Novland and Cove are among highest percentage increase in student performance after implementing standards based performance assessment. Strong and Tuckett 2000 linked to standard based instruction 18 to 41% point gains when teachers set and communicate clear goals for learning, according to Marzano, Pickering, and Pollock 2001. Linked to database decision making, school districts that show multiple 3 or more years of improvement use data to make decisions and encourage teachers to use student learning data to make instructional decisions. Here I must add something. I have also given 3 readings in the form of published articles. Those will help you to understand teacher evaluation and students' achievement. Therein also these components have been discussed. Evaluation of objectives. It is being done because student achievement can be measured in ways that reflect authentic learning of content standards. Teacher effectiveness can be measured through use of student achievement measures. These are the objectives to be evaluated. Move, engage, access. Student engagement and discourse drives instruction through cooperative learning, formative assessment, critical thinking activities, performance activities, high level questioning. So, through these are the 5 components through which uh, teacher go to engage students in learning. These are the methodologies of learning used by teacher. Teacher is a facilitator in the classroom, not a lecturer. Teacher effectiveness model. Principal supervisor conduct classroom observation, including evidence that demonstrates behavior associated with improving student achievement. So through their observations, they look after the demonstration style and behavior of the students' achievement, how the teacher's instruction model is related with students' learning and achievement. Here you can see some spelling mistake in the title. Conclusion लिखा हुआ है, it is conclusion basically. ऐसा आना था. Evaluation becomes a necessary tool in the educational process. It emphasizes on teachers' evaluation of their pupils, continuous assessment, introduction of grading in place of numerical marking, use of evaluation as feedback for improvement of teaching and learning, and emphasis shift from external examination to internal system by teachers. Because there are certain improvements and formats. So through assessment, grading, marking and evaluating the students' level, teachers' improvement can be measured. Teachers' emphasis towards the students' learning is measured. On the basis of students' achievement, teachers are evaluated. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.